Even though this looks like a typical third world shanty town in Kenya or Laos or wherever, in fact this is Jerusalem. We're in Jerusalem. The people here pay city taxes like the rest of the Palestinian population does in East Jerusalem. If you go 200 meters this way, you have Pisgat Ze'ev with 40,000 Israelis living there, with all the services that any Israeli neighborhood would have, first world. And if you go 500 meters in the other direction, you have French Hill, which is an upper middle class area with gardens and parks and all the services you can imagine.
יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. יבוא שלום עלינו, יבוא שלום עלינו.
True Zionism today is creating an Israel which is not only physically strong but morally strong. And that's the only way that we're going to survive as a country.
And we're here to resist the demolition, to resist the occupation, not just to protest, but to resist.
שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם.
באו נתנו לנו צו הריסה ביום שישי בבוקר, יום ראשון באו צלמו גם את הבית, יום שני על הבוקר באו הרסו, אפילו 24 שעות לא נתנו לנו. ללכת לבית משפט לא נתנו לנו, הרסו לנו את החיים שלנו. מה לעשות? אנחנו לא יודעים מה לעשות. אין לי איפה ללכת.
See, one of the problems of the Shuafat camp, why they're targeted by the Israeli authorities, is because they separate between Pisgat Ze'ev and French Hill. So they break the territorial contiguity that Israel wants to put its settlements and neighborhoods together.
We know of at least 20 homes throughout East Jerusalem, and many of them here in Shuafat, that are in immediate danger.
The worst of all, of course, is the inability of people to get building permits in order to build. So people are living in inadequate conditions, overcrowded, and not able to build. So you might have 20 or 30 people living in a house together. The whole system of the bureaucratic oppression, using the civil administration or using the municipality of Jerusalem to issue demolition orders, thousands of demolition orders against families, using the courts, using planning, using zoning, using the whole legal system in a very cynical way in order to achieve political goals. And the political goal is to limit Palestinians to little tiny islands within Jerusalem and the West Bank and Gaza, so that Israel controls most of the territory. And the bottom line is to create conditions so difficult that the Palestinians will leave the country.
What we are doing today is some kind of a resist to occupation. With the help of you, with the help of anybody who want to help us resisting the occupation, to live in peace and in real peace, in a just peace.
Well, on the one hand, it really saddens me to see the results of the policies of my government in Israel. And on the other hand, I'm gratified that at least some Israelis are willing to come out and demonstrate to them that not all of us agree with the government.
At this time, when the whole world and many Israelis are saying enough, when the United States has asked explicitly that home demolitions be stopped, given everything that's happening in the world, it's time to stop.
We're perhaps a little ahead of our time, but it makes our work all the more essential that we can demonstrate to Palestinians and Israelis that not all Israelis support the brutal activities of our government, and that one day we hope to live side by side with our Palestinian neighbors.
Well, I feel it's a great gesture. I wish we could do more. We have to do what we can politically to prevent the demolition of houses in the first place.
The God that I believe in, which is backed up by many Jewish sources, is one that believes that all human beings are created in God's image. Everybody has that spark of God inside them, and therefore everybody deserves to be treated with a certain level of dignity and respect for their human rights.
We need to be like anybody in the world, to live in a home.
Israel, one has to be optimistic. Otherwise, there's no reason for being here. If we can't help a little bit and translate that optimism into a little bit of action, then we're defeated. And all of us here refuse to be defeated.
I think it was a very good action. And you can see what's nice here also is that it's a natural kind of thing. We work together, it's not artificial, it's not forced. People come, the kids speak Hebrew in the camp, they're happy to have Israelis. Israelis come, they're happy to do something meaningful. And it's a good feeling, you know. And it shows that all this talk about they hate us and there'll never be peace and all that, it crumbles in about a minute when you come in an atmosphere of peace and working together in solidarity. There's no problem whatsoever of Israelis and Palestinians living together.
Yavo shalom aleinu, Yavo shalom aleinu, Yavo shalom